Yo, what's up? It's CJ Lee, the Post, keeping the pulse of the culture. Welcome to Post Podcast, the first ever episode. And this, of course, I'm entering into the contest, but this is the first ever episode of the Post Podcast, radio and TV. And of course, like I said, I'm CJ Lee. Now let's crack into this thing. Today's topic is originality. And, you know, about originality, before we get into that, I really want to venture off into first, why did I come to IMS? I came to IMS so I can be a podcast, radio, TV personality host. And I'ma just come out and say it. I feel like I'm the next big thing. I feel like I have the X factor. I feel like I got the looks for it. I feel like I got the mind for it. I got the drive, the determination. And because I'm a perfectionist, I feel like I have the patience and basically the wherewithal to have what it takes to be the next best. To be the next best thing. Close to, to being just the greatest in this industry. I'm just trying to be great, and that's what I came to the Illinois School of Media for. And really, ever since my time and tenure being here, I really feel like I can really achieve that with all the connections that I didn't really pulled. And one of the things that I feel like I came and I didn't really expect to really get into was really the editing and the behind the camera thing. Like, I'm really digging that. And also, by the way, I'm gonna throw this in there as an aside, coming to you real soon. I'm working on my brand, which is my editing and my filming brand, which is CJ Lee Media. Be looking out for that as well. That's gonna be coming to you sooner rather than later, as far as trying to film and brand myself. So back to what I was talking about. I came to this school trying to advance myself as being a host and being a personality. But what really crept up on me was really that editing. Really that editing. And all of that really, talking to a lot of the who I call my mentors now. You got Chuck, and then you got Boss Lady Plus 2. Shout out to Boss Lady Plus 2 because she just got that huge interview with Raw 92.3. Hey, I wish her the best of luck on that. But one of my, two of my mentors and Chuck, I don't know how to pronounce his name for real, but I call him Chuck, not the green screen room Chuck, but Chuck know who I'm talking about, the guy that actually got me in the door. And they really tell me to be yourself and really be you, and this is all about you, and this is your brand. Create your own identity. And Chuck really really got me in the mode of, okay, let me find myself, let me find my voice and let me try to find that. And I really feel like that's what's really lost in the industry, is originality. And one of the questions that I will pose is, is looking up to mentors, is that a hindrance to originality? And me personally, I feel like that can be, because if you don't have no self-worth, and if you don't know who you are and you're trying to look up to somebody else, that can compromise you from being you. Because it's like, dang, they got it going on and they branded how they doing, like their niche is working for them, so let me try to copy that. And it's the copy and paste rule. But my definition of the copy and paste rule is, it's okay to look up to other people and look at what they're doing, but you want to copy success, but you don't want to copy the whole thing, because it's like somebody already, like one of my distant people who I look up to is Nick Cannon. The world already has a Nick Cannon, but the world doesn't have a CJ Lee, and that's kind of my mindset with it. So my whole definition of it is like, yo, man, it's really like, you take a little bit from your mentor and then you put it into you. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why, but I kind of got lost for words, but that's what I was trying to say, is that it's okay to watch who you look up to, but take a little bit from them and incorporate that into you, and then jazz it up a little bit and really, you know, make that you. And I feel like that's how you safely watch somebody else and not become that person, you know. And sometimes you can fall into trying to do exactly what somebody else is doing and and copy them, but really, in all reality, you really shouldn't do that, because that really makes you that makes you, I guess, not more marketable, is what they would say in the industry. And you want to sell yourself, you want to sell you and your brand, and that's one of the mottos and one of the things that Illinois School of Media really pushes, and that's what I like. And I love the family environment here and everything else. Now, you watching this podcast and you like, well, who is CJ Lee? You know, you're like, why didn't you start off by telling us who you are? Well, that's what I'm about to get into. So, who am I? Me, my real name is Charles Joshua Lee. That's my real name. My real name is Charles Joshua Lee. And I'm 20 years old. I'm from the south side of Chicago. And I spent the first 7 years with my mother, but the rest of my years from 8 to 16, I was with my grandmother. So basically, my grandmother raised me. So I'm a grandma's boy at heart. And I'm kind of glad that I was raised by my grandma, because I wouldn't know half the things I know, and I wouldn't be half the man I really am today. You know, barring all the dumb and all the dumb decisions that I done made so far in my life, but I wouldn't be half the man I am today if it wasn't for my grandmother. And I moved with her after my grandfather passed in 2008. I have a church background. I am musically inclined, so I really got into the church. Is really what opened like a lot of my peaks and interest to all my different gifts. So I am a drummer, and I started playing drums in church. I started messing with the camera in church, and I started public speaking in church. Yes, of course, if I'm a PK, of course, what's going to be bestowed upon my shoulders? Preaching. Yes, I am a preacher. God has not allowed me to veer away from that as much as I don't want to, but it's not about me. And this is a little aside too. When you really understand what life is about, you will go about life recognizing and realizing that it's not just about you. Life is bigger than you. Go about your personal success and goals, not just to achieve just for you, but have your personal success to help somebody else. And really, that's what made Kobe a legend, because Kobe was a successful basketball player, championships, all-stars, MVPs. And what made Kobe a legend was the people that he inspired, was his students, and his work and everything that he did lived through his students. So that's the kind of motto that I, you know, like from that Mamba mentality thing, and that's kind of the thing that I feed off of, and that's that's what I, that's how, what am I trying to say? God dog it, what am I trying to say? That's kind of the motto or like mindset. There we go. Is what I'm trying to adopt. The Post podcast, radio and TV is CJ Lee the Post, keeping the pulse of the culture. We out.